Hey, white boy, you're bleeding, white boy. Hey, white boy, you're bleeding. What happened? What happened, white boy?
Yeah, that's Antifa. DOJ and FBI officially launching an investigation into exactly what happened here. Attorney General Pam Bondi writing, Antifa is an existential threat to our nation. The violent riots at UC Berkeley are under full investigation. Harmeet Dhillon is the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights at DOJ. She's leading this investigation at UC Berkeley and joins us now. Harmeet, good to have you on again. Antifa is now a terror group. What does that change with how you handle this investigation?
Well, the Antifa aspect of it is one, and that's going to be referred to the Joint Terrorism Task Force. I'm in touch with the U.S. Attorney out in San Francisco, who's going to be working with us to help with that. The criminal division of the DOJ is also working on that. But we have other aspects of this. So, for example, I'm also in charge of all the campus speech issues and DEI issues and so forth. And when an American university, particularly a public university, refuses to protect students and protect guests on the campus, and there's a First Amendment angle, like in this case, then that could be something that gets implicated, that could implicate educational funding. It could implicate Title VI and other aspects of our federal civil rights laws. We also have conspiracy statutes that we're looking at to see who was involved here. And yesterday, I promptly acted less than 24 hours after the event to send evidence preservation letters to both the UC Berkeley administrators as well as Yogananda Pittman, the former Capitol Police Chief, who's now the Berkeley Police Chief, asking them to preserve all evidence regarding what they knew about this violence. And what we know so far is they knew this violence was coming, and yet we saw that carnage on the cameras. It's absolutely outrageous, unacceptable in an American city and on an American campus to see that.
The feeling in this country, I mean, there's a lot of vile ideologies and beliefs in this country. The feeling is that the government doesn't respond to them all the same. If we had seen Ku Klux Klan, you know, at a historically black college beating up young black kids, the feeling is that that would be taken down with much more force than we're going to see for Antifa doing this. It's almost like you almost feel like the government has somewhat of a soft spot or a softer spot for radicalism that comes from the dangerous far left. Is that over inside of this government?
Well, let's not generalize. There's governments and there's governments. We don't have a federal police force in the United States. The majority of the policing power in the United States is at the state and local level. It is absolutely true that in California, you're going to get a different response if you're anti-white versus a different response if you're attacking a black person. And that is a violation of equal protection, and that is illegal, and we're going to be looking at that. And, you know, if there were FBI embedded like they apparently embedded them in at the Capitol, you know, there might be a different situation. But we have to respond. So we open investigations. We send the FBI. We investigate. We don't really care what the local authorities are going to do. We can already see that I don't have a really high level of trust in what the local authorities in Alameda County and Berkeley are going to do there. That is why the federal government is going to step in and make sure that we ask questions. What did UC Berkeley know? Why did they treat even guests at this event apparently very poorly at the university level? Why did the police stand there and watch and do nothing? And why is Antifa allowed to run wild in California? These are all things that we're going to get to the bottom of in this investigation.
I love to hear that, because it started to feel like Antifa was just going to have endless free reign in this country to cause mayhem. Harmeet Dhillon, good to have you on. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt Tonight on Newsmax.